Here we're going to take a look at a composition of functions. So I'm going to find f of g of x. So what we're going to do in the composition of functions, we're going to take the variable in one function and we're going to replace that variable with the entire other function. So for instance, we have the function f, and that's the function we're going to start with. So I have f, which is x squared minus 1. I'm going to replace the variable in that function with g of x. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to replace the variable with parentheses, because the x is what we're replacing, so I got to put parentheses as a placeholder for the new function. So in one point I had x squared minus 1, now I have parentheses squared minus 1. Okay, so now where the function used to be, where the x used to be, we're going to replace that x with the function g of x. So everywhere there was an x in the past, it now becomes g of x. G of x is equal to 3x. So now, instead of having an x, I have a 3x. So I replaced the variable, which was x, with the new function. Now it's just a matter of simplifying. So we have 3x squared, so I'm going to raise 3 to the second power. 3 to the second power is 9. And I'm going to multiply my exponents, so I have x to the first. 1 times 2 gives me 2 minus 1. So I have f of g of x is equal to 9x squared minus 1. Now I can also find g of f of x. So not only can we find f of g, but we can find g of f. So in this case, I'm going to start with the function g instead of starting with f because it comes first. So we have 3x, g of x is equal to 3x. So I'm going to take that function and replace the x with parentheses. So instead of 3x, now I have 3 parentheses. I'm using the parentheses as a placeholder because I'm replacing the x. Inside that function, I'm going to replace x with the function f of x, just like I did in the previous problem. So everywhere there was an x, I'm going to replace with x squared minus 1 because f of x is equal to x squared minus 1. So in the parentheses, I have x squared minus 1. Now it's just a matter of simplifying. So I'm going to take the 3 and I'm going to distribute into the parentheses. And we get 3x squared minus 3. So g of f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 3.